All right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at sample answers to NNPC interview questions from some of you who sent me questions to treats, right? So today we're going to look at some of those questions. We're actually looking at 20 of them. We're looking at 20 of them, and you always know the drill. If you have any question, you need assistance, you don't understand how to tackle them, please drop them in the comment section. And also do not forget to like, give us a thumbs up, and share this video, right? It's also going to encourage us get to the right people and also encourage us to know if we're doing the right things, right? So please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it relevant, and also share it with people. Then leave a comment section, leave a comment in the comment section if this is helpful to you. Today, like I said, we're going to be treating 20 NNPC interview questions and sample answers. These are coming from people who were interviewed in the first stages. As usual, some people are going to continue their interview session. So I hope this is going to help somebody, right? So let's look at some of those questions. Remember, towards the end, if you have question, always leave it in the comment section when we're dealing with Q&As. So the first question we have here is, what are HSE guidelines to follow when a fire alarm when a fire is burning? It's important for you to know that NNPC, as an oil and gas company, they are very particular about HSE. You understand, because a lot of stuff they do entails, we had high risks of fire, blowout, you get all those kind of stuff. So they really take health, safety, and environment seriously. So you would get questions about safety, HSE, you get all those kind of stuff. So it's also important to refresh your brain. So here are sample answers. Sorry, this sample answer one, I was trying to rephrase it in a way that is going to suit like you answering. The sample answer two is already the way it's supposed to be. So in sample answer one is assuming you do not have any knowledge about using fire extinguishers. So your first thing you do when there's a fire burning, you will raise. Thank you for that. Yes, there's a way you can answer that. Thank you for that question. If I'm faced with a situation when there's fire burning, I will raise the alarm by shouting, sorry, that spelling is wrong, fire, fire, call the fire department. Then I will identify the nearest safe exit and evacuate. If I come across any fire alarm bell on my way to exit, I would activate it. Sorry, I was writing that as an instruction before I was supposed to rephrase it. Then fourthly, once I'm at safety, I will ensure to start sending message across to others and also initiate the fire department. So this is if you do not know how to use an extinguisher. But here's also another scenario. So this is if you are currently trained to use fire extinguisher and all that. So you start by saying, I am currently trained to use a fire extinguisher. So if I experience fire in the workplace, first I will assess if it is a small and manageable fire. If it is, I will try to use a fire extinguisher to extinguish the fire. I will also raise alarm in the process by shouting fire and asking for fire department to be contacted. If the fire grows, I will retreat for the nearest safety. If I come across any fire alarm bell on my way to exit, I will activate it. Once I'm at safety, I will ensure to start sending message across to others and also initiate the fire department. So there's also, because the last part is always maybe similar, because once you're at safety, if you're on your way, usually if you've been in organizations that are HSE conscious, on the pathway to any exit door, there's usually a fire alarm bell on every pathway. So you most likely you get, because they know that's a safe area. You understand that it's prone to less fire and maybe less the risks of whatever the environment is more at risk to. So you always see an alarm bell. So that's why. And once you're now out, is to start making the right calls, calling the right people. So the last part of each of these answer is similar. So, but excuse the editing, right? Excuse the editing for this. So, second question, what are the functions of OPEC? So, OPEC has 5 core functions, right? And so you could just state the 5 functions. If you know how to discuss it, you can go ahead to even further discuss those functions, right? But you could say something like, thank you for the question. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries has 5 core functions, including stabilizing oil prices, securing a regular supply, providing a fair return on capital for its member countries, securing steady income for producers, monitoring the market. So these are the 5 core functions. You need to know them. Also, the reason why you're even saying the full meaning of OPEC is for them to also know that you know the meaning of OPEC. There's one thing with what the general person will say, oh, the 5 functions of OPEC, they will just list, but you know how to package your own answer to show that there is more to what you can offer. And then if you can even discuss it more, it gives you more advantage. Oh, this is the way they stabilize price. This is the way they secure regular supply. You will do more than what the average person can do. And those are part of the things that give you an edge over others, right? The next question is, what is the importance of HSE where you currently work? So this question is for you to assess wherever you're working. What HSE policies do you people use? You have to look through it. But in the sample answer, I try to use something generic. The idea is not for you to cram these answers, but to have an idea of how this answering process works, so that when you're formulating your answers, you know what to do. So for this sample answer, HSE, so I start by trying to talk about what HSE entails. That is showing that I know what HSE is. Then I now say what HSE does for our organization. And then I discuss at least one HSE policy we have in place. So you can follow that thought process too. If ever you come across this question, a lot of people have been asked this question from the previous interviews, even the ones that were held recently. So you need to know them, right? HSE, which stands for Health, Safety, and Environment, is concerned, sorry for the typo, about protecting the workers who find themselves in environments that are open to the possibilities of injury, illness, pollution, accidents, etc. I currently work in a human capital development organization, and HSE is paramount to us because it ensures that it ensures our well-being and safety. It helps to give a layer of assurance that we can come to work and return home to our families in one piece. This in turn helps the company to avoid unnecessary costs that could have associated to accidents, insurance, and compensation claims. So these are how HSE is important to this organization. Further part could now be me explaining one or two more HSE policies that we have in place. So that is also to show that you have a full grasp. So like I always say, the every other person averagely will just answer, right? How well you're able to discuss or explain whatever question you're giving to makes a difference amongst others. To tell us about yourself, I think we've answered this question a lot of times. For you people that have been following through this period, you would have known a lot of ways. So what you're always looking for is you tell them who you are, what you do, what you studied, and what values you bring. Technically, if you ever get this question, is for you to sell yourself. I think in the last 3 classes and videos we've had, all of these are explained. So if you've not seen any of those, it will also interest you to see. But in summary, just tell them this is not where to say your best food. If you're a Muslim or a Christian, if you're No, this is not the place. This is just the place to sell yourself and tell them why you are suitable for this job. You get tell them, oh, my name is Richard Okiasi. I'm currently working in a human capital development company. I studied petroleum engineering from Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Part of the skills I have is I'm a good writer. I'm good with communication. I'm conversant with Petrel. I'm conversant with Java software. And these are some of the skills that will make me be a reasonable addition to NNPC. I also love the NNPC core values that align with mine, such as commitment, hard work, and integrity. Thank you. Right. So it's just something like that. You get to see how I came up with that on the spot. So it should be a combination of who you are, what you do, what you studied, and what values you bring to NNPC. Number five, why did you leave your former job for the current one? So this question can come in another way. They could ask you, why do you want to leave your current job to this job? Do you understand? So it could come in any of those fashion. So, but it's usually maybe one of two things. Usually, why people leave job is they've outgrown that job, right? Or the they want fresh challenge, or they want to get better compensation for their services, right? Or they do not like the place again. But whatever reason it is for you, you need to be able to coin that into a good response and give back to them. And also try in the process of doing that not to badmouth the previous organization. So here are two answers. One could go well for somebody who is going in for graduate training, assuming you do not even have any working experience, or you just have 1 or 2 years experience, right? While the other one is for somebody who is really much experienced. So sample answer one says, thank you for that question. My former job, I worked as an administrative assistant, and honestly, that was my first job out of school. So I took it to kickstart my career, though it was not in my core area of discipline. After working as an administrative assistant for a while and gaining the relevant transferable skills, I thought it wise to pursue a career in an industry that I am most suited for. So this is the person's reason for changing from their previous job to this current one. Why the second answer, the second sample answer is, thank you for that question. My former job, I worked as human resource assistant, which gave me the foundation to grow and gain hands-on experience. However, sorry, after years of active service, personal development, and improved education, I was open to fresh and new challenges in another company. Hence my decision to work in my current company. So this person's own rationale is clear. They outgrew the role that they were doing in the previous organization, right? They outgrew it, and so they went for something new. So you can think of this. Don't be put under pressure whenever if you see this question. Just know what it is for you, present it in a good way, and then you are good to go. What is the meaning of NNPCL? So NNPCL means Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, right? Do you have questions for us? A lot of people, when they get this, they usually say no. Please, for no reason, are you asked, do you have question for us? And you say no. Ask them a question. Here are sample answers you can give if you ever ask, do you have any question for us? As a matter of fact, we did another video that put this in detail. We talked about 20 different questions. So if you need more ideas, you could check the video that's been attached so that you can get more questions or more ideas for this particular question. So here are some sample ideas you can work with. A difficult, tell us about a difficult situation, a difficult work situation, and how you handled it. So the tip here is that you can use any situation from your school, work, personal life, or family experience for this, right? What they want to understand from this is your ability to handle things, your ability to handle tough situations. It could be a setback you faced in the school days. It could be a setback you faced at work, something that you have dealt with that was actually really tough for you. Just um, 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 and communicating with them, and then let them know how you did overcome it. So that's just the way to approach this question if you ever ask. And any similar question that is like this, you understand. So don't be worried. Just go your own way. This kind of question does not have any perfect answer. It's just your answer, and but you just have to present properly. So tell us about your experience relevant to your degree and how it can add value to NNPC. So the tip here is that you must know how your course of study is related or can add value to NNPC. See, every course, so far they've invited you for an interview, know that your course is relevant to NNPC, know that your field of study is relevant to NNPC. So don't even think twice, right? So if you do not know, do a research now. So how is my course related to this? Another way you can look at it is look at it as the different subsidiaries of NNPC. Your course, what subsidiary is your course going to be playing a role in? So you understand. So for instance, I don't know how the subsidiaries operate because I do not work in NNPC, but I want to assume that, for instance, in NNPCL, you understand, or the pipeline area of NNPC, you're not going to get accountants, or you understand. So your accounting, you as an accountant coming into NNPC is not to go and work in the gas exploration or production limited, right? It's for you to work in the subsidiary that is related to finance and business. So you have to look at, so people look at NNPC and they are just thinking only oil and gas, oil and gas. NNPC is a subsidiary of many companies, right? Or many sub companies, right? So in the overall company, there is a sub where you fit in or where your cost fits in. So look at all the NNPC subsidiaries. Where does it look like your own cost will fit in? So for instance, I say here that people with mechanical engineering background are most suited for NNPSC. They could be suited for more than one or two, right? But I'm just keeping it simple, which is Nigerian Pipeline Storage Company, because of the level of maintenance and work needed, right? They could be suited there. People with management background can fit into services, um, subsidiary. People with accounting background can fit into finance and account department. You understand? Marketing and business background can fit into NNPC Gas Marketing Limited. You understand? Or NNPC Retail Limited. People with science background, e.g., biological science and lab science, can fit into NNPC Exploration and Production Limited. You understand? And you now need to go and look at these different subsidiaries. What do they do? And you would find out. You understand? So look at it in terms of subsidiary, see how relevant your course is to that subsidiary. Then you get your answer to this. So tell us about the safety issue and how you handled it. So for this answer, don't say you've never faced a safety issue. Everybody has faced a safety issue. So you must have one. It could be from your home, it could be from work. You must have seen a situation. So think of one and then discuss it. What happened? What did you do? What did you learn at the end of the day? So don't forget to state what you learned at the end of the day and what you plan to do better. So tell us a time you faced a difficult problem and what did you do, right? So this is also similar to, I think, one of the questions that passed. So just have something at the top of your head that you could think. Naturally, you don't even need to have something at the top of your head. You've had experiences, you know where it has been tough for you. Just talk about it. What did you learn? What did you do to salvage the situation? What are the safety protocols to follow during a fire outbreak in a building? Okay. Why is the answer to this not here? That's strange. That's strange. So the safety protocols to follow during a fire outbreak in a building is usually I think the general one is that first you have to locate the nearest safety exit, right? Alert the hit the nearest alarm bell, then scream for others to know that there's fire. So you give out a loud cry, fire, fire, fire. And while you're doing that, you also hit the alarm bell and you're finding your way out. So, but another thing you need to note is that different organizations kind of have a tweak to their own safety protocol. So a good way to approach this is, firstly, if the organization we have already been oriented on the ideal safety protocols to follow, when faced with a fire outbreak, I will follow the safety protocols that have already been aligned for us in the organization. But in the absence of any outlined safety protocols, the first thing I would do in a fire outbreak is to first prioritize my safety. And once I am sure that I am in an environment of safety, I would alert the necessary authorities. You understand? So that is how you're going to put that, so you can coin that better and have a better answer. Tell us a time you once held a leadership position. So this could come if you've done something in school, volunteering opportunity. Were you the leader in a lab group, project group, whatever group? So just discuss that experience, what it was like for you, what you learned in the process. Is there a connection between your course of study and NNPC? So I've said it, almost every course that gets invited for an interview has a connection to NNPC, even legal fields, biological science, etc., right? You need to look at NNPC when you're in conflict of what exactly your course has to offer to NNPC. You need to look at NNPC in its divided form, in its subunits as opposed to the whole, so that the idea of, oh, oil and gas company does not confuse you. There are subsidiaries, there are subsidiaries that every department has a place in. What are you currently doing, and how beneficial can it be to NNPC? So for this question, the tip is should most likely be a skill you're learning, program you're enrolled in. It could be a current project that you're handling. So you could just talk about it and how relevant. So here's a sample answer. Thank you for that question. Currently, I'm undergoing training on analytical business analytics, learning how to analyze business data and use it to get better results. I believe that the knowledge of this would help me if I am brought into NNPC, because if I'm put in a department where I could express my knowledge in this area, I believe I could be coming up with better suggestions based on the analysis I'm doing on the NNPC data per month, and hopefully my skills will be put into good work and NNPC will get better results. Thank you. So this is one way. If you are learning graphic design, if you're learning whatever it is, you need to be able to communicate how this will be relevant to NNPC. But the sample answer I gave gives you an idea. Have you worked in a team before, and can you describe your experience? So everybody has worked in a team. Talk about what the team was meant to achieve, your role in the team. What did you people achieve at the end of the day? What parts did you end up playing? Did you face any challenges in the process? Discuss that. How did you tackle the challenge? Discuss it in your answer, right? So here could be a sample answer. Thank you for that question. Most recently, I'm working with my team to organize Business Leaders Conclave, which is a gathering for business owners and entrepreneurs and the likes in the city of Port Harcourt. The vision of this event is to bring business owners together in an atmosphere of learning, networking, and collaboration, so that there will be a shared value and people could get more ideas and strategies that would help them grow their business. In this process, I was made the team lead of this project, and it entailed managing the team, ensuring that everybody is doing their tasks as when they are supposed to, and meeting with guest speakers, and ensuring that the vision and the plans for the event is well communicated to them. So far, I can say that we have gotten up to 50% of our planning processes, and the remaining 50% we're looking forward to achieving it before the end of the event. We have faced some challenges, which includes managing speakers and closing some speakers. But in places where we were not certain about the speakers, we went ahead to ensure that, okay, we reached a conclusion where either we got the speaker to align with what we're looking for, or we just left the speaker so that we could use another speaker who really aligns to what we do. So far, this has entailed me utilizing communication skills, my interpersonal relationship, conflict resolution, and the likes. And so far, so good. I can say that we have achieved success. We recently had a meeting with some of our volunteers, and it was also a success. And we're looking forward to a good event at the end of the month. Thank you. Right. So you can see this is a live experience. You just talk about it. Look at the ingredients in quotes that I use for the conversation. I talked about what the vision was about, who it was for, what the plan is to achieve, what challenges we faced, how have we tackled the challenges, you understand, the current progress we've made. And I ended by saying thank you so that you know when I'm done. So this is also how you can approach yours. So what will you do when there is an explosion in a plant and you're the only person? So thank you for that question. The first thing I would do if there is a gas explosion and I am the only one there is to prioritize my safety first. Once I have ensured my safety, my next line of action will be to alert the right authorities. It's looking obvious that in situations like this, fire, explosion, your first line is always to prioritize your own safety, right? Then if on your way to do that, or in the process of doing that, you can raise alarm, you do that. Else, you do that after you have gotten to safety. Why do you want to work at NNPC? So you must know why you want to work at NNPC. Whether you like it or not, you must know why. It's not just about the money. It's not just about, oh, the vacancy opened, right? So here are some things you could use as good reasons to work in an organization: the mission of the organization, the impact, the innovation, the growth, the culture, the values, the career advancement possibilities, the company reputation. So your answer could also be a combination of one, two, or more of these areas. It could also be just one, but ensure that you sound convincing. Create a proper answer. Why do you want to work at NNPC beyond just the money? So it's going to be helpful. So how do you spend your time? So this one is your leisure. Just tell them how you do your leisure. So feel free. There's no right or wrong answer to this. When did Nigeria join OPEC, and name 3 member countries? Nigeria joined OPEC in 1971, and Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela were even the founding fathers. So, but for you, it's going to always be easy for you to remember. Once you remember Iraq, you know Iran. Once you remember Iran, you remember Saudi Arabia. So you've gotten 3. So that's for that. So what role do you play in a team? I think you can discuss this. So thank you so much for taking our time to be in this session. So like I always say, if you have any question, leave it in the comment section. If there's any area you need answers to, leave it in the comment section. If any question we discussed just now and you are not still clear about, this is time for your questions. Drop it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, right? And share this video with your friends. Share this video with your friends, and let me know what areas you need So these are some of the questions we can treat. And some people were saying I should treat for accounting. Please, I need the questions for accounting. If you have questions for accounting, we can work on it between now and the next 24 hours. So, but I need the questions. Let me have the questions. Then aside that, let me have your questions for this session. So I'll be waiting for your questions so that I know what to do. Thank you so much for tuning in, and all the best for you preparing.